What's going on, everybody? Welcome to GmiasWorld, and what we're going to be talking about today is Day 1 in Madden 19 Ultimate Team. Now, I got this question asked to me. It wasn't even actually by somebody on my YouTube channel. It was somebody that was actually talking about it in person with me, asking me specifically about, how do I think about the cards coming out? Which cards do I, go after? Why do I have such a successful start every year in MUT? And pretty much the whole situation about it is this, right? Now that we're late in the year and Madden 18 is over, you can look at my team and see pretty much what I've always done. I've always gone with height and speed in MUT. MUT started in 2010, well, Madden 10, I believe. And what I used to do in Madden 10 was I used to run with the Chargers. And the Chargers had, like, I think it was like Gates. Was Jackson still there? I don't know what was going on, but they had like Floyd. It was a lot of tall players there, and I used to run like some crazy out routes. I used to do what some of the people called in Madden 17 the swerve. Moving in and out, stuff like that. And obviously at that time, the defense could also move in and out. So when people used to run it against me, I was able to pick it. You had the out route that was unguardable. As long as you got the actual smart route with it. It was ways to do that a lot of people didn't know about. But I've always been about height. The speed situation came later because in Madden 10, it was much better to have a bigger, slower receiver than it was a fast receiver, depending on what team you was picking. If you were playing regs, and in Madden 10, I played mostly regs. Madden, the Ultimate Team was just getting off the ground, and it wasn't really taking off yet. 11, I got a little bit more into it, but I always usually go for height. Okay, so in this case right now, because it's so late in the year, I have exactly what I want, height and speed. But in this case, this case scenario, what we're doing right now, and what we're going to be doing with this series is, I'm going to be asking you guys about two players that you want me to talk about that are at the same position that I would consider getting on launch day. Okay, so that's the way the game's going to work. So this one right here was actually asked, like I said, by somebody that I spoke to about Ultimate Team, and it was in person. They're like, yo, bro, you know a lot about this. What do you think? So let's go back to the beginning in August of 2017, right? OBJ, let's go look at what's going on with OBJ. We're going to look at his speed and everything like that. And the reason that he used these players is because he believes that Tyreek Hill is going to have a breakout year, even without, Smith leaving or whatever like that. So that's how this came out, and they were comparing it to like Eli Manning having a run game with Saquon Barkley. It was a whole bunch of stuff we were talking about, but ultimately it was a good conversation, and I thought I should put it into a video. Let me guys know if you like this situation by liking the video early on right now before we get into it. All right, so look, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go to Odell Beckham Jr., all right? Now, you can see he's at 42K. This was his original card, right? The Day 1 Core Elite. He was an 89 overall, all right? Now, he's an 88 speed and he's 5'11". Now, you guys that don't understand my whole theory about speed kills in Madden 16, it didn't matter because the aggressive catch was so OP. His height wasn't a consideration. Similar, Tyreek Hill is like 5'10". It wouldn't have been a consideration. You would just go with the fastest guy, throw it up in the air. The guy would catch it over 9 guys, whatever like that. I don't know exactly how it's going to play at launch. You guys that are playing the beta, you guys have a lot of opinions about it, but I've been playing betas and demos for Madden for so long, up until they stopped doing it. I think that, 13 was the last year they did it. I played every demo, and the game that's released is never usually anything like what the demo was. So I'm not even thinking about the Madden 19 beta right now when I'm telling you this and how I explained it to the dude I was talking to. All right, so you look at everything that he has here. We don't need to go further in the card. I don't care about his run block. I don't care about all that stuff right now because remember, it's early in the year. You're just getting started. You're putting together your team. Now, you see what this is, right? 88 speed, 88 catching, which this year catching didn't really matter. They're going to drop the ball regardless. So the biggest thing that we're looking at is height and speed. So we see Odell Beckham Jr. We're going to go to Tyreek now. And we're going to see because his overall was a little bit lower. I think he was like an 81 or something like that. Okay, so there he goes right there, right? So this was his base elite. So comparable, you're looking at 8 skill. You're looking at the 8 overall points lower. You're going from an 89 to an 81, right? Okay, let's look at the speed. 2 speed points faster. The catching is lower. Everything around him is lower. Now, you ask me, what am I taking Day 1 in Madden 19? Go ahead and take a guess before I say it. Go ahead, Jeopardy. Tyreek Hill. Most of you guys that wrote Tyreek Hill, you guys understand the concept and what I'm trying to make sure you guys build for your team going into Madden 19. Not only would this card save you money because, it's a low overall and more than likely he's going to have a low overall. They might raise it, his base elite, to maybe like an 84 because he did show out last year. But either way, OBJ being injured, whatever, OBJ should have a higher core elite. pretty much because his name sells more. OBJ is a brand. Tyreek Hill is still growing his thing right now. I just know him as the fastest man. Like, listen, I've watched people play football. I've seen some fast guys, man. This dude, Tyreek Hill, if you look at him run from the start to finish, like on a streak, it's like, bro, it's a lightning bolt. He returned a kick last year, and I was shocked, bro. I almost choked on whatever I was eating. I don't know what I was doing, but I couldn't believe how fast he was. So he has a lot of potential going into this year. I think that, Mahomes, with that huge arm, is going to be, look, the Chiefs were a letdown last year, and I think that a lot of it came because of Eric Berry getting hurt. But I'm telling you right now, this kid is special. So getting back to day one of Madden 19, right? OBJ, all that aggressive catch, we have to see how the aggressive catch actually works out in the actual game at launch, right? If the aggressive catch makes sense, if they catch the ball better than they do in 18, even with that, I would still go Tyreek Hill because obviously Tyreek Hill is going to be faster at launch. It's obvious. You know what I'm saying? And we're going core elite right now. So we don't need to bring up John Ross or anything like that. We're going straight core elite right now with Tyreek Hill. And I don't know if they'll give Ross a core elite because I don't know if he's that good. He'll probably still be in the 70s as a gold. So I know based on his last year production, Tyreek Hill is going to still be pretty decent. And for the price at launch, you can figure OBJ is going to be relatively expensive, okay? And for a lot of my grinders that I tell you guys, patience is key. A lot of us that don't have patience never succeed, and that's in life in general. You have to have a little bit of patience. Now, this card right here, I remember at launch, right? Because I got the game early. This card was at like 99K. Like, what? Because I got the game like a week or two early or whatever, right? And in the auction house, somebody must have pulled it and just was trying to get coins to get other things or whatever. And it was at 99K. Once the game was released early, like the early release for the people that get it 3 days early, his price was like 500K. So the reasoning that I bring that up, this year I'm not going to make that mistake, and neither should you. If you're able to get the game early and you see these higher core elites for like 100K and you've been grinding long enough to have that 100K, get them. Because once everybody gets the game, all the core elites are going to skyrocket in price. It's going to be ridiculous. And you're going to make money off of it the way that I didn't. You see what I'm saying? And that's what this is all about. It's all about the learning experience and making sure you can have everything early so that you don't have to worry about it later on going on. As long as you start off well, you're going to be always okay in mud. That's a rule, bro. Because until I started doing this 2 years ago, I used to just go out, grind solos, not buy things when it was hot, do whatever, just be an idiot. And I never really was able to get anywhere. Once I set I set it up in 17 to where, like, look, I'm grinding, I'm buying cards I think it's going to increase in value, I'm going to do what I have to do, I'm going to sell them when it's hot, and I'm going to become a millionaire early within the first month. I got it in like the second, I think like the end of September, but once I was a millionaire, every decision that I made after that, my team made sure that I would always be MUT rich. So whether I wanted to sell a card to do something else, I always had a suitable amount. Years before, I would just hold on to stuff, oh, I'm not selling it, I think this guy, whatever. No. Because other than Madden 25, there wasn't a game in Madden since 25 where I kept my ultimate team the same for long periods of time. Ever since 16, everything had to be changed, bro. 15 and 16, I had to keep firing people, doing whatever. Bro, listen, it was crazy. But overall, based on the price ranges of it at launch, which is what I'm going to estimate, the safer choice is going to be Tyreek Hill. And if you guys voted that early on when I said, when I asked you guys with the Jeopardy question, you guys understand what this is all about. And I'm going to guarantee you're going to get a lot more out of Tyreek at launch than you will with OBJ. And it's going to save you a lot more coin. And it's going to allow you to build your team up while grinding and still be able to sell them back for a decent price when it's time for you to upgrade. See, that's the key about it. And that's what I want you guys to understand. It's not about I'm telling you that he's better than OBJ. That's not what I'm doing. I'm giving you better value. It's a difference between the value and who's better. This guy is going to get you more value early to continue to build your team to the optimal level. OBJ is going to make your team look pretty when they show you your cards, and that's going to be it. There's going to be absolutely nothing else because he's going to be slower than Tyreek Hill. He's an inch taller, which doesn't mean anything. And if they take away from aggressive catching, which is the reasoning behind why Madden was destroyed with that OBJ catch, for Madden 16, when Brandon Yu's card was just a complete idiot and just allowed himself to get just straight mossed like we've never seen, that aggressive catch became the issue. After Madden 16 was toned down to 17, the aggressive catch has also been toned down. And now we're in 18, and it doesn't really even matter if you have aggressive catch. They're not going to, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't, like this, I mean, the spectacular catch. When you go for an aggressive catch and you have high spectacular catch, it doesn't really matter. You're going to get that animation when you guys both collide and the ball just flies out. So that's going to be typical with it. So when you're looking at it from that aspect, you're going to want to go with value. And in this case, I'm going to go ahead and go with, Tyreek Hill. I have to go with Tyreek Hill. It's a no-brainer in my perspective. It's a no-brainer because most of the corners are going to stop at about 88 speed because they've been in love with that 88 speed for like the last 2 years. So the corners are going to stop around 88, like even the really, really good ones. They're going to stop at around 88 speed. So what do you want to do? You want to have a guy that matches up totally speed for speed, or do you want to have those +2 speed points? Now, your argument might be, yeah, but Gmia, they probably still have those animations where the guy slides into you. Yeah, you're probably right. But what would you rather? Have an advantage with the speed in case that is the case, in case they do have it the same way? Or do you want the same speed where you know for a fact, even though you got the guy beat for 5 yards, he's going to warp in front of you and pick you off? It's all about the value that you want in the card. That's what I'm stressing about. That's what I want you guys to understand. So if we're this is like that guy that asked this question, it was perfect because when you look at this guy's a rising star and OBJ, we already know what OBJ brings to the table. But this is going to be a higher acclaim thing because if everybody understands, if speed matters more in this game than the aggressive catch, Tyreek Hill's price is going to also be pretty decent. But no matter what, OBJ is probably guaranteed the higher overall just because he's OBJ. So if you're able to pick him up, which, like I said, a lot of guys are going to probably try to price him higher because he's faster, but he won't be higher than OBJ. If it turns out that you have the opportunity, though, right, to get OBJ as a snag, you get him as a snag, sell him, get the coins, take a portion of that, buy Tyreek Hill, and continue to proceed with grinding. The system never stops. It's just about how you start. If you start strong, you're going to always finish strong. If you play around with it like I was doing in the past, like, yeah, bro, I'm just good. Bruh, you're not going to do anything. And then you're going to end up being an idiot that buys packs every week and, it's just going to be a nightmare. You're going to be pulling like garbage. You're going to pull like Gary the Snail from SpongeBob. It's going to be so stupid and you're going to be frustrated when you could have just used the things that you grinded for early on when the game comes out because they're going to obviously give you solos to grind for to get you started. And then you use your coins wisely and get cards that's going to give you a better opportunity to beat people head-to-head than to make your team just look pretty outright. When, remember, more than likely, even if your team is a high overall to start, it won't really mean anything because you're going to be looking for the skill positions that matter most. And that's what most of us are going to be trying to figure out as soon as we get our hands on the game. So overall, with this debate, I'm going Tyreek Hill all day over OBJ. I want to know what you guys and girls think. And go ahead and vote for your next 2 cards that are at the same position and at the launch of 19, which one I think will have the better value. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. One love.